And welcome on this midday to Bloomington Central Catholic, the Martin Luther King Games here at the school as we have Quincy Notre Dame and Normal U High for the matchup. Getting on a little late here, and not only getting on late, but also the fact that they do not have starting lineups. They do not have wait till noon. The game got over early the game before, and we're ready to go. So, folks, we'll have to give the starting lineup as we go and give you all the updates as well. Jeff Wellman along with Dave Pettit here. And your pregame show was the shortest one of the season. In the center circle, Carter Miller will tip. The Raiders are in their home white, trimmed in blue and gold. In their lineup, Alex Dance wears number 3. Jace Allensworth wears 15. Carter Miller wears 14. Bo F. Tank with 24. And Robbie Reed on the right side with 22. U-High will get their lineup in a minute here. Inside, shot no good. Taken inside by Allensworth. Rebounded by the Pioneers. We'll give you some updates on them as we get in here. Sorry for the late one. They started as soon as the game gets over before they put 15 minutes up. Shot taken, no good there by the Pioneers. And they get things rolling here. Kind of like Notre Dame when you get home. Basically, you better be ready. Under the baseline. Good job by Jace Allensworth. He takes it from the left side to the right. First score of the game. The Raiders immediately getting the 1-2-2. Allensworth at the point. Dance and F-Tank in midcourt. Reed and Miller back. Drop back in that 1-2-2. Now go pick up man-to-man in the half-court set. We've played 1 minute here, 2-0. Glad you can be with us on this Martin Luther King Day. Cold day outside.
Oh,
no
very cold. Well, I got this morning, it was -8 up in Rockford.
Shot taken, no good. That shot was by A.J. Holden, rebounded by the Raiders. Still look to give you that lineup of the rest of the Pioneers. On the left baseline, Miller goes hard to the hole, high off the glass. He got back to the 45. Carter gets the second basket. 4-0 Raiders.
Good take by Miller down on the left-hand baseline.
We've talked about the improvement in his game since we saw him at Hannibal. Going strong to the hole. Off the left side, 24-footer, no good. Shot was taken there by the Pioneers.
Good
that was
box
Owen
out.
Kirby.
Good box out.
Dance across the timeline. To the right side, that's Allensworth. Allensworth, good shot off the glass. Just didn't get up to the iron. Rebounded. That was Owen Kirby again for U-High. I want to say BCC, but they are not anywhere near their colors. BCC of the Saints have the same colors as the Raiders.
Isn't U-High that one where we go down there around Hancock Stadium in that U-High? Like when we go to the shirt?
You got to be, I was still trying to figure out what the Normal's up here north even farther than us in the half-court set. In their gold trimmed in Kelly gold, or Kelly green, excuse me, trimmed in gold. Left side, falling down off the screen. Setting a nice screen there was Clemenson. Kirby got the three-pointer, but then he took a fall to the floor. That being Clemenson on the screen. 4-3 Raiders. 5:20 left in the first quarter. Inside of the block, Allensworth the turnaround. Short hook, good. Jace gets another basket. 6-3 Raiders.
That's going to be a very physical game. U-High plays in, a pretty good conference up here.
Central State 8. Lob down, beats the defense. In for the easy layup, that's Clemenson. Bodie Clemenson with that basket. Will definitely reward him after he set that last screen and hit the floor. Raiders leading 6-5. F-Tank across the timeline. Left side in the corner, Reed. He finds Jace Allensworth, but was behind the backboard. Kicks it back out to Dance. Outside in, no good. Inside the shot, good. But Allensworth to clear out must have pushed. Dallas Smith in the first foul of the ball game goes against Jace Allensworth and the Raiders.
I like the way the Raiders are playing now, working inside out, getting the three-point looks after they've gotten the paint touches.
Raiders back into man-to-man in the half-court set. Ball in the right corner, flipped over left side. That's Dallas Smith. Smith takes it back to the right side. That was Kruger, Austin Kruger. Pass inside, a good reverse layup from the left to the right. Dallas Smith, he's a 5'10 junior. And now a steal. U-High with a steal and takes it in for the layup. That was A.J. Holden.
You can't get lazy with the basketball, taking it out of bounds. You got to get it in and go the other way.
Especially if you've just got done making having them make a basket, you're getting it back in. Falling asleep is not a good time. Alex Dance commits his first. Raiders second.
You can't have too many of those against a good team.
Actually, that was on Dallas Smith. Excuse me there. Take that one off of Alex Dance in the half-court set. Right baseline. Good drive there by Knoyer, who just checked in the ball game on that dead ball.
Good, strong move. We got to see a little bit more of that. I mean, I haven't seen the Raiders in a while. You know what I mean? But we got to see a lot more of that.
That broke the 6-point run there. 9-8, U-High still with the lead with the basketball in the half-court set. Inside 4 minutes, first quarter action, actually. Coming out here to the left side is Kruger. With the ball is Smith. Smith started to make a drive, gave it to Kruger. Ball hit the floor. Allensworth was there briefly. On this side, A.J. Holden popping out to the corner. That was Clemenson. And Kirby rounds out the lineup for the Pioneers. Working hard inside, and a travel. Getting it inside was Clemenson, but Bodie made a turn. He was triple-teamed and drug the foot. Raiders basketball.
Good defense by the Raiders, collapsing, when the offensive team gets the ball in the lane.
F-Tank across the timeline. Pioneers with the basketball. In the high post, Knoyer. Right side, Reed. Left side, Carter Miller. Here comes flashing to this side, Allensworth. He'll stay in the right corner. Picking him up was Kruger. Allensworth brings it top of the key into the high post. In right corner, Bo F-Tank for three. F-Tank from the right corner for three, and of course that's brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
Good, quick release.
11-9, Raiders with the lead. Inside 3 minutes left, first quarter action. Staying in now, man-to-man. Clemenson started to drive, got help. Knoyer pops back out to his man. Just a little late getting back out to him. Smith hits the three-pointer and regains the lead for the Pioneers, 12-11. Good job of Knoyer sliding down to help out on the spin move and knocking the ball out right in front of us. Dallas Smith, substitutions coming. On the far side, Devin Fitzgerald, number 1, will check in. Also, number 41, Andrew Felstead. For the Raiders, Connor Miller. Check that. Connor Young comes in as number 12. And Gavin Dolman, number 30, looking like 80. Oh. Shot from out high, no good. Inside, Reed with the rebound. Reed missed. Reed gets his own rebound. Missed again. Dolman kept it alive.
Another one.
Reed gets a third rebound.
Baby. That's all effort right there.
And give it one more pass. F-Tank to Knoyer. Knoyer hits the three-pointer.
All effort by Reed. Battling, 2 offensive rebounds plus, getting his fingertip on another one for a third one.
That was brought to you by WoodmartBuildingCenter.com.
I'm sorry, I get excited about stuff like that.
Shot from the corner in the right corner. Another three-pointer. That was Austin Kruger. 15-14. Pioneers. Under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Knoyer misses, gets his own rebound. He'll find F-Tank. F-Tank from the right side for three. Bo hits his second one, brought to you by WoodmartBuildingCenter.com. And I guess that's the key there, Coach. Miss a shot, miss another shot, and then kick it back out.
Paint touches. You do a good job on the offensive glass. You get that rebound, you're going to have a couple of them out there, on the wings that you can kick out for wide open looks. And if you get it to the shooters and they're having a good night, it's going to be a good night for you.
Only a 30-second timeout, so we'll be back in the action here in a second. And, of course, we'll catch up at halftime for our pregame ads and all that. As they jumped right into the ball game, 15 minutes. They put it up pretty fast, and much like Notre Dame when you got it going and no starting lineups. And, of course, you also take out the national anthem.
Well, my fault getting here late. I thought it was 12:30, not 12 o'clock start.
Well, I was getting here 3 hours early anyway.
Well, hey.
Full court pressure being applied by the Raiders.
I'm a little older than you. No, I'm not. I'm younger.
That's right. Owen Kirby, the big man, brings it across the timeline. Sends it right corner. That's Kruger. Kruger started to drive, kicks it back out, left corner. And after getting into the left corner, it went out to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald pulled the three up after he lost the handle briefly. And another change of the leads, 18-17 Pioneers. Good idea by Miller in the right short corner. Tried to hit Knoyer flashing from the left side on the block. Talked to Coach Altmix before the ball game. He apologized for not getting back to me, and I told him, hey, only get back to me if we weren't coming. And I forgot his four-leaf clover for today. Knoyer, spin move. Oh, great job by Jackson Knoyer. Worked left, came back to the right side, took that big step, drop step. He gets the bucket. He's got 7 off the bench. Inside a minute, Raiders lead 19-18. I look up, they are the home team. I got to watch that. In the high post, quickly back out high to Dallas Smith. Kind of a 1-2-2 offense. Now everybody goes down on the blocks. One goes in the high post. That's Kirby. Kirby will flash back out now. Ball on the right side.
Good aggressive defense by the Raiders.
Raiders tip it away. Picking it up is Carter Miller. Miller in for the layup. Oh, overshot it, but getting the rebound was Canoyer. He missed. Miller had it for a brief moment, and that was just over the backboard. He went too strong to the basket. Raiders had a second look as well.
Great job on the offensive glass by the Raiders.
Yeah, so far they have been there. Let's just get one of those to drop a little sooner.
Well,
down to 7 seconds. Kirby, right side, trying to get open with the shot. Fitzgerald, three, no good. Rebound, Canoyer throws a long one, and it would have not been good. It never got over 8 foot high, and we have played one quarter here from BCC, the MLK Hoops weekend. And the score, your QND Raiders 19, U-High Pioneers 18, and you're listening and watching Blue Devil basketball. Check that Blue Devils, QND Raiders, right here on megasportsco.com.
For many, your home and auto are two of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiberg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
It's all right. We're good.
And back to the second quarter action here. U-High with the basketball, and the shot from the left side was no good. Raiders come down with a rebound. Alex Dance with it down the right side. Jackson Pyatt into the game. We'll give you the rest of the guys that stayed in. Cutting to the basket. Good job by Jace Allensworth cutting to the basket. Dolman with a good pass. Ball was partially tipped. U-High gets the rebound. Oh, Alex Dance with a good steal. Gets it out to Allensworth. Allensworth behind the back. He used the Euro step, and Euro 1-2 more. He stepped from Euro to Asian to out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Traveling call, 19-18. Raiders with the lead, 7:27 left in the first half. Glad you're with us on this cold but beautiful, I want to say Saturday, but Monday afternoon.
How can it be cold and beautiful when it's like minus 20
Hey, when it's
wind
sunny
chill?
out there like this, it sure will beat last year. January 13th was cold, windy, and snowing when we had that cold day last January. Shot pulled up from the right elbow. Nice looking shot there. Nobody picked him up. Dallas Smith with the two.
We got to do a better job of getting into these shooters, from the mid-range.
Raiders have the basketball down by 1, 2019. Dolman at the high post. Right side. Three-pointer from Carter Miller. No good. Gavin Dolman tried to get it. Ball hit the floor on the opposite side. Allensworth picked it up and went for the shot and was fouled. So Jace will head to the line. And that'll be our first free throws of the day.
I think I'd like to see Miller up there at the elbow, catching the ball, facing up, making a good pass or, one dribble, shot fake, and going to the hole.
Allensworth hits first. We're tied at 20. Foul was on Devin Fitzgerald.
I don't know if I like the pace either
Here's
of this game. 2020, we're a minute into the second quarter. This is going to be a 75, 80-point game. I don't think the Raiders want to play at that level.
2 free throws good by Allensworth. Raiders now lead 21-20. Pick up three-quarter court, man-to-man.
That's almost full court, I think.
Yep. Dance, Pyatt, Allensworth, Dolman, and Miller for the Raiders. With the basketball, Dallas Smith handling it. Still in the game, also Holden, Fitzgerald, your guards. Kirby inside, and here's Clemenson. Oh, and a good tip away with Allensworth.
Yeah.
Picking it up was Dolman. Making that turn down there was actually Felstead. One wears 31, the other one wears 41 in the half-court set. Raiders, of course, working left to right. Jump stop by Dance. Dance made a nice jump stop.
I didn't see a travel there, but that's me.
He jumped with both feet. Then he gets to create a pivot foot usually out of there. Well, the turnover.
Well, both of them land at the same time, you can create.
Yes.
Now, if one hit the ground a little bit before that, Oh, steal.
Wow, the steal was really, it was a turnover, but then the Raiders got the ball out, did they not? It went to Allensworth, and quickly he made the pass inside to Dance.
Yep, for a bucket.
Because the coach jumped up, yelling about it, and I thought they gave it to the Raiders. Either that or they threw it to the Raiders. Inside 6 minutes, Raiders lead 23-20. Staying in that man-to-man. Shot from 25 feet, no good. Miller did a great job of screening out, but he didn't release, and the ball bounced where he wasn't, so really that foul was not a bad idea, as Miller beat his first.
He was kind of behind him a little bit on that one instead of being on the inside. But, you know, it was one of those soft ones off the backboard. You know, they came straight down instead of bouncing out, you know, from the three-point range.
Foul on Miller was his first. First for the Raiders in the second quarter, and a good job on defense, not letting the ball come in. A 5-second call. U-High will give it up back to the Raiders. Substitution, Knoyer's coming in. Dolman's checking out. So again, we still have Dance, Allensworth, Pyatt, Miller, and Knoyer.
That's one thing about the Raiders. They're going to go 8, 9, 10 deep, you know, depending on what night it is.
And three guys get up right now and go to the scoring table.
Yep.
Miller's in the left corner. Looked inside for a cutter. Now he cuts himself. Good job with the left hand. Good. Carter Miller with the take. He lost the dribble just briefly. Then he realized there was an avenue to the hole and took it. Raiders are on a 6-point run, lead by 5.
And I tell you what, as deep as they go, they're going to wear them down, you know, to get a lot better here in third and fourth quarter.
U-High, I see 4 guys that are actually with their shirts off on the side. Oh, on the right side, a long three-pointer there by Devin Fitzgerald. He's got the second one of the game for him. That broke that 6-point run. Both teams with a 6-point run.
I think you need to locate him. Make sure you put a hand in his face.
They are not afraid to take the long J. Dance on the right side. Brings it back to the top of the key. Comes back to the right. Into the right corner, Allensworth. Allensworth being guarded there by Holden. Skips it all the way to the left side. Dance had it knocked out of his hand. Coach Andrew McDowell on the far side, helping out with the officiating. Miller, Pyatt, Dance all go out. That means F-Tank, Reed, and Young come in. Got it.
Oh, this is the old football days, right?
You run them out in and out. With that, of course, Allensworth stayed in the game. Young from the right side looked. Reed was briefly open inside. They didn't throw it inside. That time, Knoyer had his pass knocked out.
He didn't really have a good seal.
Allensworth to the left corner. F-Tank misses. Weak side rebound. Reed. Oh, and Reed sees on the opposite block Jackson Knoyer. Knoyer's going to get the bucket, but give that assist and the offensive rebound to Reed.
Once again, another offensive glass.
Robbie gets after it.
Oh, long, athletic, active, you know, on the offensive glass.
And I think we saw him, one of his first starts might have been against Quincy High.
Yep.
Pull-up shot, no good. In the weak corner, Allensworth for the Raiders picks it up.
And he's one of those juniors that'll be back next year.
Goes into the right corner, Young. Into Jackson Knoyer, back out to Reed. His shot was no good. Good job on the weak side was Allensworth. As he was falling down off the baseline, got it back to Knoyer. Now he comes back in play. And here comes Knoyer off the left side.
Good
all the way to the
take.
basket and a finger roll. The scoop, I should say. Knoyer with another bucket.
Good take. Good strong move to the middle of the hole.
Knoyer's down 11.
And what's going to happen, you know, is when he starts doing that, they're going to start, you know, getting him shut down. Then he'll be able to kick stuff out.
Hey, how about a three-pointer from the right corner there from the Pioneers? That's Kruger. That's his second of the ball game. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a quick timeout. 3:29 left in the first half. Raiders 29, Pioneers 26. Raider basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Back at Bloomington Central Catholic High School, the home of the Saints. Raiders with the lead 29-26 and the basketball with 3:24 left in the first half. 6 3-pointers on the other side for U-High Pioneers. Fitzgerald has 2, Smith with 1, Kruger with 2, Kirby with one. And the Raiders dribble the ball out of bounds right in front of the Pioneers bench.
Battle of two different philosophies. You know, U-High wants to sit out there and launch away, you know, drive and kick, and Notre Dame wants to push the ball underneath the basket and take it to the hole.
Young playing some good defense out here in front of us. Dallas Smith pushing him left, now pushing him back to the middle of the floor. Two guys were on the post. Quickly it was Kirby and Clemenson. They both come to the left side. Making a break to the right baseline.
Charge.
And
good call.
I tell you, Young got the call. I thought, again, if you have the dotted line, he might get whistled for sure.
He would have had his foot on the edge of it, but that was a good take. He wasn't moving. You know what I mean? And trying to go over to the side. I thought it was a good take. Yeah, if you got the dotted line, he might have had his foot on the corner, but you got to get the kids used to that.
Oh, Young set up really early, too, on that one and held his ground. So Raiders in the half-court set. Shot no good. Tipped around. Canoyer tried to keep it alive. Canoyer's going to commit the foul all by himself. 81 feet from the basket.
Well, still, I like the aggressiveness, you know, on the offensive glass, you know, getting after it. Now, you know, we start picking up foul number 3, foul number 4. That's not going to be good.
And we're only at 2-2 in the second quarter. That's team fouls. 2:34 left in the quarter and a half.
I mean, how many has Canoyer got? I mean, I don't think that's the first one.
Well, we've only got one foul on 4 different guys, so
okay,
nobody with foul trouble.
We are more than good. Get after it.
Fitzgerald off the bench, number 1, has 2, but he's back on the bench. Pioneers have the basketball. Top of the key, it's Felsted. Took it in, and
good
Felsted,
defense.
Again, got too far in, picked the ball up, didn't know where he wanted to go, and ended up momentum falling over.
Good defense by Allensworth. Oh, goodness.
Raiders are matched up well tonight.
Physicaled up.
We've got a height advantage out there, too. You're looking at, I'll give you the heights here in a second as we run down. We would have gave those to you in these starting lineups. Of course, brought to you by Blessing. Good job from the short corner. On the strong side at the time, Reed from the left threw it down, found Allensworth on the short corner for the bucket.
Great look by Reed.
Reed gets another assist. Go with them offensive rebounds. Pioneers pick it up, bring it left. Now set a screen. Ball comes up to the top. To the right side, that's Austin Kruger. Dallas Smith goes over to get it. Handling the duties with the basketball. Minute and a half left in the first half.
31-26. Raiders are up by 5.
Ball works on the left side for U-High. Ball knocked away. Reed slapped it. It was left out there. Canoyer gets it, but Reed realized the ball was floating between 2 players.
Good active hands.
From the right corner, F-Tank inside. 3 passes later, it's back to F-Tank. He'll pull up the 3. No good. Canoyer was going to try to get the rebound, but it came so hard off the rim right at his head, he had to get out of the way first before he could get his hands up. Down to 1 minute left in the first half. 2 Pioneers waiting to check in. Coming around the formation, Kruger. On the right side, a 3-pointer, and that's Owen Kirby. It's his second of the ball game. We'll tally them up at halftime.
Good challenge by Reed, you know, but better shot.
The team likes to shoot. That's the Pioneers from behind the arc. On the left side, Young, 40 seconds, and a timeout. Well, that was Coach Altmix yelling full timeout. I don't know if he was yelling earlier, if he was mad at his players, but a little upset. I had talked to somebody yesterday, at the Quincy High game Saturday night, and they had said that Coach Altmix wasn't very happy with the calls, and if it was the first time he might have actually seen him cuss. And I said, well, he'll let his son or somebody down the line do that for him. Him, much like Coach Bruner, they'll invent creative things to shout out there. Well, here we go at the half. It was 19-18 after the first quarter. The Raiders, after giving up the first basket of the second quarter, down 20-19, went on a 6-point run, got that 5-point lead, and it's been back and forth until the last shot. And, of course, it's been 3-pointers for Normal U-High.
Much more of a Raider pace second quarter, getting it after on the defensive end. You know, we've got, a 10-10 game here instead of, being in the 80s. You know, we're back down in the 50s and the 60s, and that's where the Raiders want to play. Second quarter has been very, very good defensively. You know, and both teams have been getting after it defensively a lot better than the first quarter. I think the first quarter is more of a feeling out.
And a lot of change of leads, obviously, in this one, back and forth. 40.5 seconds left in the first half. F-Tank over to Young. In the high post is Canoyer. Off the left side's Allensworth. Down at the block is Robbie Reed, who pops out to the right corner with the ball now.
University High in a 2-3 zone. Let's get a good set and good look.
Skips across.
Oh,
Allensworth made a good drive to the basket. Gets it to Canoyer. He missed. Canoyer kept it alive, but good hustle out of there by Kruger.
And then Canoyer got after it too.
2 or 3 guys down there. Good tip out. Jump ball. Coach
Hey,
McDowell
we won
thought
that 50-50.
Coach McDowell was throwing a 2-arm shiver, like somebody had given a forearm. 19.5. Raiders get it back on the
I don't know if
possession.
Canoyer was ready for that tussle, and then he got after it after, okay, let's go.
Ball was tipped out after he had the offensive rebound briefly. Down to 14 seconds. Ball worked out 20, 30 feet from the basket. 30.
10 seconds, we got to go.
Young down to 6. F-Tank in the corner to Allensworth. Goes inside. Oh, and a grab from behind. And they'll count it, I believe. The move was there. The grab from behind was early. It was a continuation.
Good pass by Allensworth from the corner into there. And then a good, quick, strong move by Canoyer up the basket. Go give us the old-fashioned 3 for Woodmart on this one after he makes it.
Indeed. Kruger, his team's third, his second. He joins his teammate Fitzgerald.
I called it.
And completes it. Waiting for it to come up on the board. Long shot taken, no good. And we did get the basket right.
Yeah,
so
34-29.
I was going to say, and
big,
of course, by the way,
big ending, of the second quarter. Big ending.
That blue collar, of course, completed there by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road, and we are at the half. The QND Raiders 34 and the U-High Pioneers 29. We're back with halftime. QND Raider basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
Are you a contractor? If so, listen up. Freiberg Insurance in Quincy, a Pekin insurance partner, is known for providing the best contractor coverage in the area. They've thought of everything, from covering your facilities to protecting your tools and equipment while on the road, and even your employees. Ready to learn more? Call Freiberg Insurance at 217-224-7774 and let them help build a Pekin insurance portfolio that protects your business, your employees, and your livelihood.
From competitive youth sports to high school and college athletes to fitness enthusiasts, sports injuries can easily put you on the sidelines. Our orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians are here to diagnose and treat your sports injuries should they arise. Every step of your journey matters to us, and when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. At Blessing Health, we've got you covered from head to toe.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Catch this after the next break. And welcome back. The Martin Luther King. I don't know if we were calling this a shootout. It's not a tournament because you have to have multiple brackets. Somewhere between the shootout and...
it's a shootout. It's a shootout. That's what they're doing nowadays. I used to I took my Marengo team up at the Moline Martin Luther King up there. So and it was like you get 2 days, 2 games, 2 days. Good time, having the kids, in the hotel, team building, things of that nature. You get, I think we played, no, I take it back. We got 3 games, in 2 days. And we played Washington, Moline, and Rochelle, in 3 days. It's like, okay, this is going to be a good test for the kids.
This was always, it was always 2 games on Saturday, 1 game on Monday.
Yeah.
nowadays it's pretty well one game, you won, and that's it. Talked to Coach Welsh before with Bloomington Central Catholic. They had the first game of the day, lost by 1 to Peoria Notre Dame. And so it was a tough one there.
Oh, gosh, that had been a heck of a game.
And this is the noon game is the last game of the day. Everybody goes home after this, activities and all that. And so, and I also asked Coach Welsh about his son. He's a good little three-point shooter. The one year he just shot the lights out against the Raiders, and it just seems like it was a year or two ago. He is a senior at Milliken, and he's playing well. He just made his 1,000th point. So congratulations to him. I can't remember. Casey's, of course, the dad's name, Casey Welch. And, I just cannot pull his name out. I turn around and ask Coach Meyer, but this is one of the few times Coach Meyer hasn't had to be up here as he made the transition over to retirement. And, of course, I'm sure spending time in Kansas City watching the red and yellow of his football team or some of those other places that he might go and, on his list here. Well, it's halftime, 34-29. The game started off. Raiders got up 4-0. U-High hit a 3. Raiders got a bucket. Comes back 9 straight points out of U-High. Those were all 2-pointers. The 6-point run gave them a 9-6 lead. Raiders came back, and then it just basically went back and forth. Each basket changing the leads from 12-11 to 14-12, 15-14, 17-15, 18-17, 19-18. Did you follow that, folks? All right, there'll be a quiz on that. So after one quarter, 19-18 Raiders lead. After the first bucket, U-High shoots again, only a 2-pointer. Raiders went on a 6-point run, led 25-20, and led 29-23 at one point, up by 6. And at half, after the blue-collar 3, and, of course, that was Jackson Canoyer, we finished 34-29 after the first half, and a quick first half, but a lot of good stuff coming from the Raiders.
Well, yeah, and like I was talking about earlier, that first quarter, that was more of a U-High pace. I mean, they want to get out, shoot the threes, have the game up in the, 70, 75 range, with a 19-18 score after one, going back and forth. The Raiders did a great job second half, getting out on those three-point shooters, making sure they were challenged, making sure we didn't give the offensive rebounds. And on the other side of that, the Raiders on the offensive glass, oh, my goodness. I bet they've probably got 8 or 9 offensive rebounds, in the first half.
Oh, easy.
And you start doubling that up. I mean, you're at 15, 18, 20 offense. That's 20 different opportunities after you miss a shot, to, put it in and get 2. Or what they've done a couple times, kicking it out off of the offensive rebound, stepping into the wide open 3 and nailing it. So, if they keep working that hard on the offensive glass and on the defensive glass, rebounding, getting it out, getting easy looks, Allensworth's done a good job distributing the ball, and taking it hard to the hole. I like the way the Raiders are playing tonight.
And the key is, of course, if you get offensive rebounds, as long as whether it's 2 or 3 offensive rebounds, at the end, you at least get a basket to make it worth the effort of getting all those rebounds in there.
Well, me, I get excited when I see the offensive rebounds. They don't make it. That's fine because they're going to keep going after it because they're getting it, and that's what you want.
And, of course, the 3-pointers from U-High. U-High doesn't really run and gun. They set up their offense and just basically have a guy hiding on the weak side, and the ball gets there, and they're ready to shoot when they get the basketball.
Well, they got 3 or 4 guys that you could just look as they're shooting the ball with the rotation, and the way they're going up. They got 3 or 4 guys that if you don't find them, within the offense, they're going to nail the outside shots.
We'll break down those scores when we come back. It's halftime. The Raiders lead 34-29. QND Raider basketball right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Freiburg Insurance in Quincy is your local independent Pekin insurance agency. They're part of the community, and no one knows your insurance needs better than your friends and neighbors. Whether it's business, home, auto, or life, Pekin Insurance and Freiburg Insurance are ready to discuss your specific needs in person. Call them at 217-224-7774 and learn why it's always better to talk insurance with friends.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Back here at BCC, that's Bloomington Central Catholic, Jeff Wellman, Dave Pettit, as we've got halftime here. That was the quickest pregame show. You know, I'm used to that back in the days when we used to have a half-hour pregame show tied into our radio programming, and all of a sudden the game would end, and they are ready to go, and we're looking at it going, wait a minute, we got – Bruce Terstegen used to go scratch his head and go, okay, we're going to have a whole halftime of nothing but ads, which we always adjust to, and we always adjust. We have a table, and that's nice because sometimes we've been up here in the top row sitting by ourselves with our equipment on the ground, and that's fine too because you out there don't know that until I tell you that. So theater to the mind as we get ready for second half action. Raiders, and I was trying to check their schedule coming up after today because, you know, we had that.
Simeon on Friday, I believe.
Yeah, of course, that'll be a good matchup at the Quincy Shootout as they'll be playing, as Coach just said, Simeon. So they're going to have a tough one there. Looking back, of course, we had that Sacred Heart game on the 3rd, and it was a week before they went to Pittsfield. And then, of course, the other night they lost 57-54 in that ball game. I don't remember who we played up here Saturday. I listened to
Tolono Unity.
Yes, thank you very much. I listened to our friend across the way, Eric Irvin. And so coming out of this, they don't have anything till Friday, and that'd be at the Shootout. Then on Saturday, they've been scheduling games, and this one will be at Beardstown on Saturday. So they'll go for the weekend with Simeon on one night, at Beardstown the next night. That's going to be an interesting transition.
Well, Simeon's, gosh, I think they're ranked 11th, 12th, I think. They're one of the first ones getting extra votes, you know, in 4A. So, you know, them coming down and playing there, and then, we can see Simeon on Saturday against somebody. So
I think they play right before, maybe I'm wrong, maybe right before the girls at 10:30.
Hey, if you got nothing to do all day Saturday, come out, sit there, make sure you got a chair.
Lot of
because
good ball games.
Oh man!
Here we're ready to start the second half. It'll be U-High's basketball. In the second half, Holden Smith in the backcourt. We'll still have the big man Owen Kirby out there, as well as Clemenson. And rounding out that lineup as fired from the left side, Kirby. He fires behind a screen of Kruger. It's Kirby's third one of the ball game.
Well, you got to get out on him. He wasn't out on him that time.
Full court pressure being applied by U-High. Raiders get in the half-court set. Inside to Canoyer, back out to Dance. Starting the quarter is Alex Dance, Bo F-Tank, Jace Allensworth, Jackson Canoyer, and Carter Miller driving from the right side. And he gets bumped on the drive. Clemenson with that one. First foul of the second half for either team. Not many fouls in the first half. I think I had 4-4 were the tie in the first. Good job by Allensworth cutting to the basket. Allensworth missed the shot on the offensive board or tip back. It was partially touched.
So very nice out of bounds play by Coach Altmix.
Point blank, just didn't get it to go. Raiders still lead 34-32. Now they get on Kirby. Kirby hands it off to Holden. Holden back to Dallas Smith. He drives with his numeral counterpart. Blocking the shot from behind was Dance, and I got to believe it was somebody in front of him because Dance was behind with a good block. But guess what? They're going to say no. I think that was a good block. That's Dance's second. And heading the line will be Smith. Now somebody.
Well, you got to make sure you keep him in front of you. You know what I mean? And then try to throw something up like that. Blocking in front behind sometimes doesn't work out so very well.
Well, you had two of the Raiders in front, too. I thought that's where the body might have been. Smith connects. Smith's 5'10 junior. You've got Holden at 6'1. You've got Kruger at 6'1. Kirby 6'3. And Clemenson 6'3. So that's their lineup across the board. 2 free throws are good. And we got a tie ball game with 7 minutes left in the third, 34-34. Raiders from the left corner. Good job there. Miller with a pass to Allensworth coming down the lane. Allensworth in the ball game has 10 points.
Once again, you get those paint touches. It makes it a little bit easier for those little 10-foot floaters.
Raiders back in a man-to-man set. Left to right by the Pioneers in the second half. Clemenson got popped in the head by Canoyer accidentally. Gets the ball to Kirby. Bad spacing by the Pioneers right now. Kirby picks the ball up. Coming to help out is Dallas Smith. Being guarded by Dance. Here's a screen, Clemenson. Nope, he'll take it the other way. And a great job of taking it underneath. No call, so it was 50-50. Allensworth tried to take the charge. They didn't give it either way. I'll live with that. But then the ball was tipped out of bounds. The Raiders thought they had it. It'll go back over to the Pioneers. Yeah, Allensworth was set there. Now, maybe he was in between of where he was set. Maybe there wasn't enough contact there. So on that, I don't mind him not calling it either way. Oh, a great defensive play by Canoyer. Canoyer going to the hole and stepping in, and almost good defense there out of Dallas Smith as he tried to take the ball. Canoyer, though, was on the drive, so he was in between that last step to go to the basket, so it will be out of bounds under the basket. Second foul goes against U-High. That follows a third foul. That's a shot on the baseline, no good by Miller. Third foul there. They've got Holden up there for 3. I actually had Smith as a number 3. Oh, so it's his second. Thank you on that. In the half-court set, Raiders, that's only the second time. Kirby with a screen. Got to run the screen. Illegal screen as A.J. Holden was moving a little bit. And on Holden, check that. That was actually Dallas Smith setting the screen. One wears number 2, one wears number 3, and the 3 got his third. That's Dallas Smith. Third team foul as well in this quarter. Raiders in the set. Connor Young all the way around the formation, all the way into the basket. Off the glass, off the iron with a good look. Rebound Pioneers. Well, I'll tell you what, point blank wise, the Raiders have had a lot of shots within a 3-foot area.
Well, and I like how we were going at the offensive glass again. We got our fingertip on it, but we didn't get the rebound.
Robbie Reed back in the ball game. 5-second, closely guarded. Dallas Smith was out there. Connor Young was on him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Raiders get the basketball back. So Young, F-Tank, Allensworth, Canoyer, and Reed. They take it all the way down. Good shot there by Canoyer. Canoyer smacked his face like he got hit. Ball went 3/4 way around the rim and then went out.
Good transition offense by the Raiders.
Holden got inside. F-Tank, don't reach. You even heard a yell from coach. And a bank shot from the left side for 3 points. That was Clemenson. By the way, that's the 4th straight game we've seen a bank 3-pointer. Inside out. F-Tank misses the 3. Ball almost went out of bounds. Clemenson picks it up. That is the 4th game in a row, and 3 of them, of course, in Blue Devil games, where somebody banked a 3-pointer that wasn't like a called bank. Owen Kirby at the top of the key tries to work against Reed. Reed did a good job on defense.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen anybody ever call a bank 3-pointer.
The great shooters can. Well, shot from the side, no good. Anything within 15 feet, you would have heard.
Well, yeah,
I haven't called him off the glass there, but yes, 3-pointers. That's why I mentioned it. There were 4 of them in a row. Owen Kirby. F-Tank was flashing over to that corner, short corner. Kirby stepped up, stole the pass. Halfway through the third quarter. 37-36 U-High. Hand check. 30 feet from the basket, maybe 25. Called on Reed, his first. Raiders' second of the third quarter. 2 on the Raiders, 3 on the Pioneers. Box out of bounds play from the Pioneers. Owen Kirby set it in, then came running out here to the right corner. Robbie Reed was right there on him.
And the Raiders only got 2 points the first 4 minutes of this quarter.
3 in the corner for the Pioneers. Kirby being guarded by Reed. Doing a good job staying between him and the basket. Oh, he's 35 feet from the basket. To the right side, Fitzgerald. That's Devin who checked in. Wears number 1 for the Pioneers. To the left side.
Remember, he can shoot pretty good, too.
He's had 2 3-pointers in the first half as well. Again, I look for the shot clock since it is a tournament game or a shootout, but no shot clocks here. They're going to wait until they have to. Jackson Pyatt, who just checked in. Good job on D. A drive to the basket, and it's not going to be a shot. They dropped it down low, and it was going to be a layup, but he did a pump. Got Canoyer in the air, and Andrew Felstead for Canoyer, his second foul, first of the second half. So we're tied up 3-3 with 3:19. That is 3-3 fouls we're tied up. The game is still a 1-point lead, 37-36 by the Pioneers. Box out of bounds play. Boy, Pyatt almost got that one. Ball stays on the left side. We had a screen down here, actually getting through the screen that time. Raiders fight through it. Connor Young gets called for his first foul.
Not a good start here in the third quarter by the Raiders. Up 34-29 at half. They've got 2 points here in the first 5 minutes, of this third quarter.
And 3 straight fouls puts the Raiders with 4 fouls.
There's
and now
5.
5, and so within about a minute, We had one foul. We've made 4 straight fouls, and we'll send 2 shots to the line for Owen Kirby.
You know, and this might be point number 9 and number 10. You know, we've got 2 here in the third quarter. So, you know, we need to, you know, right the ship here pretty quick.
A lot of point-blank layups and shots that have just not gone down. Same situation in the first half. That's the first point by Kirby that was not a three-pointer. And on the rebound, Canoyer came down with the ball, but he didn't screen him out very well. And fighting was Clemenson. Check, that was Felstead. And we had a jump ball. Raiders will get it back with 3:09 left in the third. Down by 2, 38-36. Young will bring it up, pats his head for the offense. Gets it to Jackson Pyatt. Popping out is Canoyer at the top of the key. We had a back screen on the left side. Young pops out to the left wing. Here's F-Tank. F-Tank came off a screen from Robbie Reed on the right corner. Was there for the layup, turned, and wasn't up quick enough for it. Almost a block shot, but Bo will go to the line to shoot 2 on the foul.
Great timing, you know, on the backside screen and then the pass.
And Dallas Smith had 1 foul in the first half. He's got 3 in the second half, 4 for the game. And that's going to get some guys off the bench. Jace Allensworth back in. Carter Miller also in for the Raiders on the other side. And actually giving Kruger a break is Clemenson. So Dallas Smith with 4 fouls stays in the ballgame. Second one's good for F-Tank. Missed the first one. 38-37. Raiders going to get out full court pressure. Reed picking up Kirby in the backcourt. The big man brings the ball up the court. He'll get it over to Holden. AJ starts to drive in. Good defense to come help. That ball went in and out, but Holden went all the way down and got the ball on the rebound, but then lost it, and Young tracks it down for the Raiders. In the half-court set, Trailer Young backs it out to call the offense. Waving Carter Miller into the high post. F-Tank left wing, right wing, Allensworth. Reed now steps to the right wing as Allensworth rotates up to the top of the key. Jace goes in. Oh, and a great pass there. Jace started backing in down the left block, looked over his shoulder, and shuffled a pass, a no-look pass, to Carter Miller for the basket. That was a sweet play there, Coach.
Kind of reminded me a little bit about that Jokic one he just did.
Shot from the
maybe
left
not
side.
that good, but pretty close.
No good from the 3. Ball tipped out of bounds, but that was sweet because we got to watch it. And as he had it back to the player end of the basket, just over his shoulder, over the Pioneer's shoulder, and Miller was ready coming in on the flash.
Well, he didn't even see when the pass left his hands. He knew who was going to be there, but he didn't see it.
Exactly. Eyes in the back of your head. Left side, Bo F-Tank. Flashing over to the left short corner is Reed. Back out to F-Tank. To the top, Young. Right side, Allensworth. Looks in. Lazy pass is tipped away. Holden almost got it, but Robbie Reed tracks it down. Raiders have another opportunity. From the left side, Young. Into the left corner, F-Tank. He finds down the block Robbie Reed. Nice turn, nice spin. And there you go, off the glass. And the Raiders on a 5-point run now lead again, 41-38 with 1:20 left in the third quarter.
U-High Stone, their 2-3 zone. They did a good job getting it to the short corner and then punching it in.
Raiders still staying with their man-to-man. Left side, Holden goes down to the left corner. Backing it out was Felstead. Felstead now takes it. F-Tank got up in the air. Shot no good. Bo got back down to the floor. We had almost a jump ball. Bo pulled off because he thought it was a jump ball. 2 more Raiders were there, and Jace Allensworth said, well, I'll take it then. So the Raiders inside a minute, third quarter. 3-point lead, 41-38, and the basketball. Coach Altmix, Jr., talking to Coach Altmix. Of course, Ron Kinshirf up here today as well. Down to 35 seconds left in the quarter. 3 Raiders out at half court. Allensworth at the point. Young over here on the left. F-Tank on the right. Down in the right corner now coming to the block is Reed. And in the left corner, Carter Miller. Waiting for that moment to start the offense. We got Gavin Dolman. Looks like he's going to try to check in, but I don't think he's going to get in before the 4th.
Well, usually about, in a zone, I go about 12. Man, I usually go at 10.
Young starts to make a move here, and they call him foul on a legal screen. F-Tank was coming around. They're going to call it on Miller. It'll be his second. And more importantly, it'll turn the ball over with 7.9 seconds. Offensive foul, you do not give a shot, so the Raiders dodged that one. And Clemenson will have it right down to the left here. Free throw line extended almost. Raiders back on defense. Clemenson gets it in the backcourt. That's Dallas Smith. Jay Silencer works on him. Pushing to half court. Dolman did get in. Dolman does a good job on defense. Ball off the glass and the rim, but does not go in. And we played 3 quarters at Bloomington Central Catholic, the home of the Saints, during the MLK shootout, as we said. Your score, the QND Raiders 41, U-High Pioneers 38. Back with the 4th quarter right here on mechasportsco.com.
If you're a business owner, a lot of things keep you awake at night. Your insurance shouldn't be one of them. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. Call Freiberg Insurance in Quincy for a quick insurance review. They'll make sure your business coverage is up to date and thorough. Freiberg Insurance will work with you to put together a policy that fits your business and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
Free up some postseason. And back here at BCC, 3 quarters in the books. After 1, the Raiders led 19-18. At half, the Raiders led 34-29 by 5. And after 3, still with a lead, 41-38, a 3-point lead. As we end up heading to the 4th quarter, this is where the Raiders need to close out. They've been in a lot of close ones and a lot of good ball games, but this is where you got to make that decision, how to close a game out.
Well, you know, they got to bottle up the defense they've played the last 2 quarters instead of the first quarter, you know, because, you know, last 2 quarters they've given them, less than 10 points a quarter or 10 points a quarter. It's like, you know, shoot, that's the kind of defense you need to play. Keep people in the 40s. You know, you do your defense, get it out on transition offense, and then get after it.
U-High has the basketball to start the 4th quarter. With the ball up the side is Fitzgerald. Pulls up for a 3-pointer.
Gotta find him.
Fadeaway, too.
Gotta find him.
41-41. That kills that little 5-point run by the Raiders at the end of the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 41s. 7 threes in the first half. We only gave up 2 in the 3rd quarter, but we start off the 4th quarter, and here comes number 3, and it's not a 3-pointer. It's Dallas Smith taking a steal and all the way in for the basket. So the first 5 points of the last quarter now gives a lead to the Pioneers, 43-41. High post. Goes to Canoyer, right side, Reed. Gavin Dolman's in the right corner. That must mean Alex Dance is at the point. And here on the left side, Jace Allensworth. Jace tried to go into 3 guys, and if they call Smith, he's done. Now, they had 4 up on the board earlier, so I'll go ahead with the 4. I can accept that. First one of the last quarter. Ball inbounded. Short shot right in front of the basket. Miller misses. 6 feet, took the shot about 5. I said we've been point blank on a lot of them, and you mentioned the offensive rebounds early. Pioneers not allowing the offensive rebounds in the second half as much. Clemenson, a spin move. Left hand off the glass, and that's all it hit. Miller with a rebound. In transition down the left side. Reed will get it to Dance. Dance looked as he had a double team coming up on him from the 2-3 zone. There you go. Canoyer looked. Canoyer should have taken it straight in one more step, but he got it back out to Reed. There you go. They go back into Canoyer. Canoyer, a little bit of line drive shot there, but the right idea was there. And a quick timeout from the Pioneers. 6:28 left in this one. Pioneers 43, Raiders 41. QND Raider basketball on mechasportsco.com.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Well, you go from up 5 to up 3.
And back here at BCC, as we're 6:28 left in the ball game, you know, we finished quarters. Well, we had the blue-collar 3 to finish at the half to give us a 5-point lead. We had a 5-point run to finish the 3rd quarter to keep us a 3-point lead. But coming out of the last 2 quarters, U-High jumped out with a quick 5 points and tied us up in the 3rd quarter. And this one, they pick up quick 5 points, and they take a 2-point lead, 43-41.
Yeah, make sure you find the shooters with this team because they got like 3 or 4 of them out there that will let it fly, and if they're open, they'll nail it.
10 threes on the day for the Pioneers. With the basketball, backdoor cut. A.J.
Charge.
Holden. Wow, a nice job there. Now, Jackson Crenoyer was leaning a little bit, but he was solid with his feet and everything, and he was just waiting to take the cushion from the blow.
Did not move, and that's what you got to do when you're taking charges.
Holden got his 3rd foul. 2nd foul in the 4th quarter for the Pioneers. Raiders with 0. Into the high post, quickly back out to Allensworth on the right side. Coach Allmix is a little frustrated because he expected not so much a shot, but there's supposed to be a flash down low, and it was slow. Carter Miller back out. He's in the high post now. Dance comes down. Dance got within 8 feet. That's a good shot there. Dance gets the offensive rebound. Shot. Good. The basket's good, although Canoyer's the one that knocked it out as he was trying to reach up, got his hand stuck in the net.
I hate to say it, with the personnel that the Raiders got on, they got to get Allensworth the ball at the free throw line, with Canoyer, and Miller down on the block finishing off.
Nobody talked to F-Tank when he was getting the screen set on him, so he almost got a knee in the thigh. Ball went to the left wing right in front of the Pioneers bench, and they stepped out of bounds. We've seen more of that this year than I've seen in a lot.
Well,
big feet, I guess. Actually, you're just not aware where you're at. That's the biggest thing, or that step back. In the high post to Canoyer. He faces up. Oh, he had a good-looking 15-footer. Now he gets a 14-footer. Nope, kicks it back out. That time it was a good idea.
I just think Allensworth a little bit better passer than Canoyer. Canoyer's more of a finisher.
F-Tank on the left wing will go back out high. Dance at the point. Left wing is F-Tank. Right wing is Allensworth. High post is Canoyer. And running the baseline is Miller. He'll stop at that short corner. Back out. 5:05 left in the ball game. We're tied at 43. There it goes. Inside out. Allensworth no good. And a good job of Carter Miller on the opposite side. He was going up, and all of a sudden he stopped going up. And that's because Austin Kruger had a hold of his jersey or his shorts or something because his body didn't go. His arms went up. Kruger's 3rd, and the 3rd foul on the Pioneers. Still none for the Raiders.
Good
From the right corner and a great drive down. Almost a blocked shot. A double pump by Allensworth, and Jace will shoot 2. Jace had 2 free throws early in the 2nd quarter. Raiders were 3 for 3 in the first half. 1 for 2 in the 2nd so far, so 4 for 5 on the night and the day as well. Foul win against number 31. That's Clemenson, his 2nd.
And
Team
the Raiders,
foul number 4.
Well, and the Raiders yet to have a foul here, in the 4th quarter. We got 5 minutes to go. So if we get down to the end of the game where we have to foul, we're going to have to make, 3-4 fouls in order to get them to the free throw line.
Well, we did in the 3rd quarter when we had the same scenario. We went 1, 2, 3, 4 real fast as Allensworth hits both of them.
I just don't want to be in that situation.
That's where you build the lead up on there, and hopefully you build it off their 5th foul and shoot every time the rest of the way out of the last 5 minutes.
Pull it out and make them guard you and lay up some free throws.
Pioneers have 4 fouls against them in the 4th quarter. Raiders with 0. Man-to-man coming from Dallas Smith against Alex Dance. Dance was the play in the D.
Good challenge by Reed.
Good job inside on the right side. Three-pointer, no good. The 3 was taken by Fitzgerald. 2 Raiders were there, but Clemenson worked to get the ball. Calling Jace Allensworth on his 2nd foul. And there's the 1st foul of the 4th quarter, so let's watch that. At 4:39, it's 4-1. Clemenson's just a hustler. I mean, he's a strong kid. You can tell he plays a little football.
Oh, yeah.
And he just finds good spots.
Used his body well to seal.
Dallas Smith out high. Connor Young is in the ball game now. Robbie Reed, guarding Owen Kirby. He hands it out, comes back to Fitzgerald at the top. He'll pull up for a long 3, and Fitzgerald hits his 4th 3 of the ball game. And we're tied. Oh, didn't we? Oh, yeah, that's right. We made 1 free throw. We made 2 of them last time. Allensworth travels on the left side. I'm trying to go from 43 to 44 to 46. That don't work. Raiders have 45 after the travel. 46 on this side for the Pioneers with 4:12 left in the ball game.
Need a good stop here on this possession defensively.
Dallas Smith with the basketball. Connor Young playing good D. Smith goes left side. Fitzgerald, who just hit the 3. Flashing to that left corner is Owen Kirby. But then reaching out first was Clemenson, so they had bad spacing down there. I think that was Kirby trying to get into the corner for the 3-point shot. Clemenson took the ball, had it knocked away, so 3:55. Sub coming up. That'll be Kruger back in the ball game. He'll give Felstead a break. So Kruger, Kirby, Smith, Clemenson, and Fitzgerald, the lineup for the Pioneers. Raiders have Young, Reed, F-Tank, Allensworth, and Kenoyer. Man-to-man from the Raiders. Smith on the right side to Fitzgerald. And he made a pass, and I'll tell you, he was passing to Kruger. Problem is, one guy zigged, the other guy zagged, and the ball went right to the scoring table. Raiders basketball.
What we have here is a lack of communication.
And those are tough, too. When you make that cut as a guy, you realize the guy's overplaying, you make the cut, and then the guy that turned didn't realize it. In half-court set, right corner, good! The high-arching three by Jace Allensworth. Allensworth, that one's by Woodmart Building Center, 12th and Seminary Road.
He took that with a lot of confidence. He got it, he knew what he was going to do, and he nailed it.
High archer on that one, too, 48-46. Raiders lead by 2. 3:20 left. Young playing against Dallas Smith. And Young, as he goes in, reaches over the top of his shoulder, commits the foul for Connor. His second foul. Second team foul. Oh, they got Young for 3. Well, I'll take the 3 as well. Young has 3. And a quiet gym. You know, we haven't worried about that all game. That's the quietest it's been. Dallas Smith hits the first free throw. He's 3 for 3 on the day. U-High in the first half did not shoot a free throw. In the second half right now, they're 4 out of 5 with 3:17 left.
As well as they've shot the 3, I don't know if I want to put them on the line.
Second free throw is good. 48-48 with 3:15 left. Raiders being pressured. And a quick turn and a throw to nobody. And in the backcourt coming into the front court was Kruger. He stole the ball. We got double teamed in the backcourt. Nobody was there to help. And we turned and just threw it down court, right where we should be. Somebody in the middle of the court. Nobody was there. Bad turnover there.
You got to be patient with the ball when you get down there. You got 5 seconds. You know, people could be all over you, but you got 5 seconds, clear some room, make a pass.
And where he's at there,
but somebody's got to come back and help, though.
And in the backcourt, there is no 5-second calls, right? Because you have a 10-second to get it down. So he had time there. But I understand what you were talking about there, Coach. You gotta be able to take the time to.
Oh, we used to play. It used to be 5. You know, if you're closely guarded, you take a dribble, you pick it up. You got 5 seconds to get rid of it.
In the front, of course, you used to also have. There's the 3 from way out front. Fitzgerald hit that shot.
Number 5,
and that's his 5th. And I tell you, that was way deep, Coach.
Oh yeah, he's been way deep all night.
51-48, Pioneers. Left side, Bo F-Tank, he answers. F-Tank with the 3, brought to you by Woodmart Building Center.
Big shot.
Jack McKenzie way.
Big shot.
51-51. Dallas Smith with 4 fouls on the dribble. Sends it to the right side. That's Kruger. Kruger, he had a couple threes, but it was early in the first half. Wow, and a lean in there. Reed was there in plenty of time. Kruger jumped back into F-Tank.
I think F-Tank got the foul.
I would think so too, but with 22 and 24, now Reed has 2 already, so let's see who they did give that to. Yep, you're right. Went to F-Tank, so for Bo, his first. He was fouling along the left side. And as you look up, we're tied 4-4 on fouls. We had just talked about that. And that was with what? 339, 239 or 339?
Yeah, I thought it was
0 for 2 on the shots from the free throw line from Kruger. Board. And Reed got the rebound for the Raiders in the half-court set. Skips over left wing. Flash into the basket. Oh, and a great pass from the left wing. Robbie Reed gets the assist. Jace Allensworth came flashing down the lane to get the ball and take it in for the score.
Great cut, great pass.
2 minutes left in this one. Raiders lead 53-51. Staying in that man-to-man. We've seen a little zone coming out of U-High in that 2-3 at a time or two. Around the perimeter. On the right side is Holden. Coming around the screen. Felstead set the screen. Kirby pulls up. Kirby airballed that one. Good on a nice one-on-one. Hey, I'll tell you what, he's had some good moves today. Kirby's had 3 threes, has not scored in the fourth quarter. 1:42 left. Reed gets it into the front court to F-Tank. F-Tank gets checked out of bounds. Kruger doesn't like it. Kruger thinks that he hit the ball, and the momentum of the ball carried F-Tank out of bounds. Coach Altmix was right there to argue it if it was, because it was right in front of the Raider bench. And this is the first team that will have a chance to shoot that double bonus. Again, it was 4-0, and in about a minute and a half, all of a sudden it was 4-4 in team fouls.
Well, the Raiders picked up the defensive intensity, started getting after them a little bit more, and picked up a couple fouls, which were because of the effort on the defensive end. And you still like to see that, at that time period.
Bo F-Tank hits the first free throw. He's 2 out of 3 today. Extends it to a 54-51 lead. Raiders have 6 straight points here. They hit that three-pointer, which was key for F-Tank, to tie it back up at 51. Second one good as well. Bo 3 for 4 from the charity stripe.
Good stroke.
Up by 4, 55-51 with a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter in the ball game. Dallas Smith gives it to Kirby. Wow. Kirby was moving and dribbling off his body, and Reed made a little contact, and Robbie thought that was just incidental. He'll get whistled for the foul, though, his third.
Oh, we got to make sure we're solid down here getting the defensive rebound here. We don't want to have them, miss a shot, then tip it out and hit a three. We don't want that. So let's be really good down here and make a good box out.
That's the third missed free throw in a row by the Pioneers. Kruger missed 2. Kirby missed the first one. He'll deal the second one, though. And Coach Altmix is yelling out there. I'm not sure what Coach is yelling as we have our headsets on. But a timeout after the second one made. A minute 29 left. Raiders 55, Pioneers 52. Back with the end right here on megasportsco.com.
Aches and pains are a normal part of life, but when they become too much, we have a team of orthopedic surgeons ready to give you relief. The need for joint replacements continue to rise, and our team stays up to date with the latest technology and robotic solutions. Every step of your journey matters to us. And when life throws you a curveball, trust Blessing Health's orthopedics and sports medicine team to get you back in the game. We've got you covered from head to toe.
Back at BCC. Hey, by the way, after that Blessing Ed, that is our starting lineups. Blessing Health, Blessing Orthopedic, and Sports Medicine. We've got you covered from head to toe. There were no starting lineups allowed tonight. So stuck that one in with the minute 28 left in the game. Raiders being pressured in the backcourt. Young has it right at the timeline. He'll get it into the front court. Allensworth will throw it. Oh, Reed went up high, and that was a good pass from about 35 feet from the right side, mainly because Reed's got such good athletic ability. He went up for the grab. Gives Allensworth the assist.
Good job of handling the pressure, by U-High.
And the Raiders do a great job of slapping the ball off Dallas Smith's leg, and it will go back to the Raiders with 109 left and a 5-point lead, 57-52. But those leads get cut down real quick by the three-pointer, and we know these guys can shoot it.
Well, now you need to play keep away, get it to the free throw shooters, make sure you take care of the basketball.
Reed has it down low. They'll kick it out to F-Tank on the right side. Smart move, reset.
Clock is your friend.
1 minute left in the ball game. Reed off the left side. F-Tank comes to help.
Good job coming to the ball.
2-guard front. Young's there. Young had it knocked away. He had it above his head, but knocking that ball away was Felstead. Pulling up for 3. Twice off the rim. Almost went in. Raiders got it, though. Young gets it out. Reed takes it strong to the hole. Reed scores. Good job by Young. Reed gets the basket. Raiders call a timeout immediately. And with 34.5, the Raiders have extended the lead 59-52. Good stuff out of there.
Well, good transition offense on that off of the steal, from U-High, getting it down for the wide open look going to the hole. Anytime you got layups, take them. Unchallenged layups, go, 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 go.
And early in this game, we had a lot of those things roll out, overshot them in that. We had some 2 or 3 offensive rebounds at a point. We got to 51-48, we're down. F-Tank hits the 3, makes it 51. We continue that little run right there of a 7-point run and would be up 55-51.
Big shot.
Yep, then we give up only 1 free throw, and we're on another 4-point run right now. So we have an 11-1 run going right now, and if you go back to that, 11-1 run that has built up a 7-point lead.
Well, once again, the Raiders defensively after the first quarter have been, they gave them, 18 points first quarter. We're still at 52. Hey, you know what I mean? They've done a great job. And this is a good 3-point shooting team.
Yep, it was 18-29, so that was a 11-point that quarter. And then 38 made it only 9 there. So like you said, it was basically an average of 10 those next 2 quarters.
Yeah, well, next 3. I mean, we're about done here in the 4th.
Dallas Smith brings it across for the Pioneers. Fakes and then drives in. Canoyer with a little flop there. Ball was tipped away, though, to Allensworth. And now F-Tank goes in for the layup. F-Tank scores and a foul. And that's A.J. Holden. He'll commit his 4th foul. And more importantly, F-Tank will go to the line to complete the blue-collar 3. Bo was taking his time going in for the strong layup. And coming up behind him was Holden.
Great way. You were talking about how they go to finish. Here we are.
Indeed. The blue-collar 3 brought to you by Woodmart Building Center. WoodmartBuildingCenter.com. Dallas Smith comes in. They'll call Connor Young with a bump at about 8 feet from the basket. Connor Young, his 4th. And as we mentioned, both teams are shooting 2 shots the rest of the way out. So Dallas Smith, who had 4 fouls a couple of minutes ago and has played some pretty good ball without fouling. This one rolls out. Wow. 1 for 5 for the Pioneers down the stretch. And that's frustrating because you get the clock stopped and you have dead ball points and you can't get them to go. Reed checked out.
Well, and as good a shooting team as we've seen tonight, you know, I didn't think there were too many of them that you could foul to have them miss.
And they missed both of them here, and Canoyer comes away with a strong rebound. In the backcourt, 14 seconds. It'll get in the front court. You heard the Pioneers say don't foul, and the Raiders will not take the ball to the basket either. So the Raiders closing out quite well here at the end of the ball game. They go on a 14-1 run, and the Raiders with the final buzzer win this one. QND 62, U-High 52. The Raiders get a big victory. They're now 10-6. Is that right? Yes, 4, 5, 6, yes. I had to double-check that here. I might have to still double-check that. All I know is we were at 4 losses, and we didn't see the other 2. So, by the way, Coach, let's give a high five. We just have a win. Coach Alt makes we brought him a win today.
Well, I tell you what, they played well tonight, and the last time I saw them was against Sacred Heart Griffin, at Sacred Heart Griffin, and that's after they lost to Rocky by like 8 points. You know, and we saw how good Rocky was against Quincy High School. So that was a 3-point loss, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Good ball game, yes.
And Springfield is like, oh, my goodness, they've got a lot of length. They've got a lot of athleticism, you know, learning how to play together. You know, it's a young ball club. I mean, you've got a lot of juniors that are giving a lot of very good minutes, you know, to this team for their success this year.
Yeah, that was a back-to-back 3-point night. It was, I think, 58-55 for the Raiders that night, and then the next night it was Vashon beating Quincy High 59-56.
Yeah.
Well,
rough weekend for us.
Indeed. Well, but a good one and a learning experience for the team there. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, both of them. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like I say, I think the Raiders are, 2A, if I'm not mistaken, on the boys' side.
They are 2A.
3A on the girls' side.
Exactly. So
they're gonna make some noise, you know, in 2A this year. I got a funny feeling.
Yeah, U-High came into this game 12-8. The Raiders came in 9-6, so they finally get their 10th victory out here, and they'll leave 10-6 after a close loss the other day to Tolona Unity 57-54. Raiders bounce back on ML King Day with the victory 62-52. That'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. Stick around, though. We'll have the Hardy's post-game show. We'll also do our player of the game, and we'll also hear from Coach on the coach's comments. But your final here from BCC, that's Bloomington Central Catholic, on this ML King Day. Your QND Raiders 62, the U-High, the normal U-High, not U-High normal.
U-High Pioneers
52. And you've been watching and listening to QND Raider basketball right here on mechasportsco.com.
For many, your home and auto are 2 of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiburg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiburg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
Start your day off the right way at Hardee's.
We have new items for our breakfast 2 for $5. You can get a biscuits and gravy, sausage egg, or cinnamon roll. Any 2 of those for $5. You can't beat a made-from-scratch biscuit here at Hardee's. Sausage egg, biscuits and gravy, or a cinnamon roll. 2 for $5.
Is there any place better for breakfast than Hardee's? Come see for yourself. Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And welcome back. The Hardee's postgame show, of course, brought to you by Ryan Harms and the Hardee's at 30th and Broadway as the Raiders complete the victory today. After one quarter, they were down. Check that. They were winning 19-18. At half, up 34-29. 3 quarters, up 41-38. And after tying the ball game back up at 51-51, they'd only allow one more point the rest of the game. That was a free throw, and would go on to win 62-52 and become 10-6 right now. And that was one of those that Coach really liked to get.
Well, good, good solid victory. Like I say, I didn't like the pace of the first quarter. I didn't like the defensive effort the first quarter. But, after that, the Raiders controlled the boards, especially on the offensive end, second, third quarter. They had a lot of secondary shots going back in. Either getting the rebound and shooting a layup, or getting the rebound and in the paint and then kicking it out for a wide open 3. I thought Allensworth handled the ball, very well tonight. I thought F-Tank had a big shot. Canoyer was big. Reed was big. You saw a lot of great things, tonight by the Raiders, here, at Bloomington Central Catholic at the shootout.
Indeed. And 2 points is floating around in the third quarter, Coach, as I somewhere along the line got messed up there and did not get one of the Raiders, so we're going to be too shy when we do the book. But let's go ahead and jump over to U-High for the Pioneers as they lose this one. They were led in scoring 15 points from Devin Fitzgerald off the bench, 5 3-pointers from him. That's all his
Well,
points.
you had to find him, too, because he was out there NBA 3 range, just drilling them.
Dallas Smith had 13 points. He had 1 3 as well. 11 points out of Owen Kirby, who had 3 more of them as well. Then we dropped down in the single digits. 6 points from Austin Kruger. Yeah, both threes, you imagine that. 5 from Bodie Clemenson. And then rounding out, that is A.J. Holden. He got the last of 52 on that side, and 7 threes in the first half. Only 2 in the third quarter, but 3 more in the fourth. So 12 threes in the ball game, but a much better job in the second half closing down.
Oh, yeah. I just say, after the first quarter, because how many threes they have in the first?
First quarter, they had 4.
4 threes in the first and
3 in the second.
And then
2 in the third. So it went 4, 3, 2, and then back up to 3.
Oh, well, so they hit a lot of them no matter what.
You got it, and they shot them, yes. On the other side for the Raiders, there's missed 2 points here somewhere, and I'll get it back when I get home. Somewhere in the third quarter, I missed a bucket. But unofficially, Jace Allensworth had 17, 15 out of Bo F-Tank, 14, and that key 3 was there in the fourth quarter. 14 points came from Jackson Canoyer. That's 3 guys in double figures. We dropped down to 6 points from Carter Miller, 4 points from Alex Dance, also 4 points from Robbie Reed. And he was good on the offensive boards earlier in the ball game, but not scoring. We had Jackson Pyatt in there, Connor Young also in the game, but not scoring. Gavin Dolman, and that is our only guys that were in there. But biggest thing is 62 for the Raiders, 52 for U-High, and that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, very, very good job defensively, especially the last 3 quarters. Because anytime, when you're in a high school ball game and you give people 9, 10, 11 points a quarter, you know what I mean? You're going to have a very, very good opportunity, if you could make a few shots to win that ball game. So, anytime you can do that. Now, you're giving up 18 points a quarter. That's going to be tough.
Indeed. Now, Coach, you got your choice of players of the game brought to you by Freiburg Insurance Agency.
It's up to you.
No, that's yours today. And a lot of good stuff coming out here. We saw a lot of good stuff today early in the ball game from a number of players. Defensively, we did. And then, of course, offensive boards, guys were on that. Robbie Reed early in the ball game, very aggressive on defense and the boards. We had Jace, of course, going to the hole. He had 17. Bo hits that late 3, including 3 free throws. But I'm going to leave that one up to you today.
Well, I'm going to go with Bo. I mean, that shot when they were down 51-48, with about 2.5 seconds to go, and then he had a couple of other finishes, after that. You know what I mean? So, I like the big shot. I mean, you have, Canoyer and Allensworth that did, great job also, tonight. But that big shot and then, finishing off with another basket, I believe, and I think a couple more free throws.
He had 2 free throws after that, then he had the blue-collar 3. So in the fourth quarter, he had 8 points there. Yeah. And from the night on the line was 4 for 5. Yeah. And way back in the first quarter, he hit 2 threes as well. So we'll give it to Bo F. Tank on that one.
I thought he did a great job here, closing out. And that's the name of the game tonight is closing out, because this was a hard-fought battle.
Bo F. Tank, your Freiburg Insurance Agency player of the game. We'll be back after hearing from Freiburg Insurance on MeccaSportsCo.com.
For many, your home and auto are 2 of the biggest investments you'll make. With well-planned coverage from Pekin Insurance, you can rest easy. At Freiburg Insurance in Quincy, they're ready to talk with you about covering the things you care about most: your home, your car, and your family. At Freiburg Insurance, they'll be glad to review your insurance needs and put together a policy that fits you and your budget. Call 217-224-7774 and rest easy knowing you're covered by Pekin Insurance.
And I have hit button number 5 for them. And back at BCC, congratulations to Bo F. Tank, your Freiburg Insurance Agency player of the game. As I mentioned, too, the next game's up for the Raiders. It'll be Simeon on Friday at the Quincy Shootout. Of course, there's 4 games on the first night at both locations. And I got to think what time they actually start that, because I know at Quincy High we still have our 7 o'clock start for Geneseo. So that would mean
probably
5:30, 4 o'clock would be the first game.
Yep.
The Raiders might be shifted a little bit because on Saturday night, the Devils are back to 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock. So as you set your clocks out there.
And I believe Saturday has all the games at Blue Devil Gymnasium. I think they start, 9:30 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll have to double check that because we have.
Because I think the girls are on at noon. And we're on at 7:30.
So it's probably 9, 10:30 and noon because we're at noon, an hour and a half in between.
Yep.
And on Friday night, 4 games at the Pit. Also 2 down at Vashon, as Vashon's men and women will play down there. And I believe Miller North is the matchup on both those. And, of course, we play Miller North, that being the Quincy High girls, at noon on Saturday.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Raiders will travel to Beardstown to take on the Tigers. And, I mean, the Tigers, for a number of years there, had a couple of heck of a ball players with real long names that played football and for Giovanni or something of that nature. So, and now joining me is Coach Almix, letting me get all set up there. We'll congratulate you. I didn't have to bring the 4-leaf clover, but we're off the snide now. We finally pulled a victory for you. So give us a little attaboy.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was like, I felt good about today's game. Saturday was just a tough one. There were too many mental mistakes on Saturday, and we needed to adapt to some adversity, and we didn't do that quite as well as we should have. And for these guys to, after talking to them and listening to what they had to say, I felt good coming into today because, Saturday was kind of a tough loss. And so, to be able to come back up here, make another long trip, and be able to come in and battle and get this W, especially after having to lead, having to go back and forth and then have them take the lead there in the middle of the fourth quarter and then hit a big 3 and then to tie it and then to take the lead. The guys did a great job.
Well, that's the difference between the games we've lost earlier in the season, the close ones. Pecatonica was a good ball team, a little different, but we've been in the games and we haven't been able to close them out. Mm-hmm. This one, we closed them out. We did a much better job of trying to cover the threes, but this team can shoot from outside. It might be cold outside, but that didn't affect their shooting at all because they hit 12 threes on the night, 7 early, and I think we left, Kirby and a couple guys hidden. But when they start shooting from 28 feet, there's not much you can do out there except close out there, too, and then watch for long rebounds.
No, and I don't know what it is. I'm hoping God's having some fun with us here during the regular season with these teams hitting all these threes down. He's like, well, I'll keep some from going in when it comes February, March. So keeping the fingers crossed, saying a few prayers that maybe some of those threes won't, because, man, it just seems like, we've had multiple teams now shoot a higher percentage from 3 than from 2. I'm sitting there looking at the statistics, and I'm going, and I'm gonna take the blame for those losses because I tell the guys if the team beat us from 3, not that I want to stand there and let them shoot wide open ones, but I want teams to beat us from the perimeter. I can't live with standing on the sideline watching guys go to the basket, drive, shoot a layup, or drive, dish, shoot a layup. If you make a 3. Okay, that's going to be on me because, the way we design our defense is that if sometimes you just play good teams and there's open shots. And, well, if there's going to be an open shot, I'm sorry, I'm still old school. I want it to be an open three than an open layup.
It's a lower percentage shot. Now, they may shoot higher, but that's why you like it, usually from 2 feet. But look at us. We did a great job on the offensive boards. We had 2 and 3 offensive boards a time. We just had a lid on the basket, anything in close. And when we did shoot one, we shot it over the basket maybe. We were going that strong to the basket. But you got to like the effort, especially Robbie Reed earlier. Yeah. He kept things moving in there.
Well, I tell you, with Robbie and Canoyer, those 2 guys, Carter Miller slashing the basket, Jace grabbing rebounds, we've got guys that can hit the offensive glass. Now it's just a matter of, hey, when we get that rebound, let's see if we can put it back in the hole on the first time or just make that layup on the very first shot because, we're you stand there and I watch 3 straight possessions where we miss a bunny and I'm just like, I don't know what else we can do other than put it in the hole.
Yeah, and I, besides the first quarter, I thought your defense was very, very, very good tonight. Giving up, 18 points the first half. Man, is this going to be an 80-point game? I said, I don't know if QND was playing 80. No. You know what I mean? And this team, they looked like they were going to miss. Yeah. And it's like, oh, my goodness. But then second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, anytime you can only give up, 10, 11 points a quarter, you should be able to produce enough offense to get the W on that night.
Yeah, and that's the thing we've been preaching, and the guys are buying in. I think they're starting to now also understand and realize that, hey, play good defense, give teams 1 shot per possession, you're going to have a good chance of being successful.
Well, and rebounding both ends. I know Jeff talked about the offensive glass, but, you guys were very, very active in the second quarter, in the third quarter on the offensive glass, and you did a good job on the defensive glass, only giving them 1 shot at a time, especially with all the threes they were shooting.
Yeah, that's long shots equal long rebounds, and our guys did a good job. And, there haven't been too many games this year. I know we've got 6 losses there, but I know how many times we've been out rebounded by the other team is less than 6. I know that. I'm not going to guess right now, but it's not many.
Well, the good news is we got a few days off here to enjoy it and get ready for practice. When you do come back, you got Simeon and the Quincy shootout, and then you get to go to Beardstown. So, and I'm not sure if some of those guys have graduated over the years, and that because they had some good talent up there.
Yeah.
Now, that Beardstown game's going to be tough. I don't know about Simeon. They're a little shaky this year.
That is going to be. So you get to face them out there, and so that's a good challenge, though.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. And I tell the guys, there's only one way to go into that game. You got to go in believing you're going to win it. You can't say, well, it's we'll get tested and we'll see where some weaknesses are. Yeah, we're going to have that happen as well. But let's see where our strengths are and let's see what we do really well. And let's do those things against Simeon. And you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You give it everything that you've got, and that's all you can ever ask.
Well, the thing that I like best is that you guys have gotten better. Each and every, well, I've seen you like 4 times. You've gotten better each and every time. You know what I mean? And that's what you got to point towards, when you get into playoff time.
And that's for sure. And I appreciate that because, seeing it every day, I'm seeing some little things, we're talking about being on balance around the basket, whether we're driving in or catching it, and I think we're doing that better. So, there are some little things that I can see, but overall, definitely always good to hear that people feel you're getting better.
On January 20th, here on a Monday, I got to congratulate you on your first victory as a Raider since we saw you. That's kind of scary.
Get another one on Friday, okay? Get another one on Friday.
That sounds great. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks there, Coach Allmix, and that's Greg Allmix out there with a big W out there. And, of course, his comments are brought to you by the QND Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. As that's what you got to love there, too. The play and our calls sometimes a little behind, but I love it when you look at him right in his face, and then you watch our screen here. It looks like you're watching an old Godzilla movie as the mouth keeps going and the words don't come out the right way. Coach, I'll tell you what, that was a good victory for the Raiders as we pan down back to the court and let everybody know that was the last game of the day, and it's closing time. Well, you don't have to go home, but you got to get out of here.
Biggest thing I take away is this team's growing and getting better. They finished tonight. That's the biggest key. They finished. Which some of these other games like Springfield, Sacred Heart, Griffin, the one they were just up here that we missed on Saturday. Where they lost by 3 and didn't finish. Okay. they're starting to learn how to win, which you like that, especially, when you're going into the playoffs.
Indeed. Early in the day, we have a whole day left for us here. But the Raiders come up here, close out the MLK with a victory and a good look out here.
So he got tonight, Notre Dame or Ohio State?
There's a football game going on here. I might watch some of that. We'll see. I better go for Ohio State. Otherwise, Coach Ryan Brown's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
Last thoughts there, Coach, on today?
Well, like I say, good performance tonight. I thought the, defensive intensity first quarter wasn't quite there, but they picked it up the last three quarters, and had enough offense to finish this thing off. And, F-Tank, big shots, way he closed it out tonight. You've got to look for him, during the playoffs and during the end of the regular season.
Indeed. Thank you, Coach. And if you want to pick up the Raiders on the weekend at the Quincy Shootout, Simeon on Friday, and also Beardstown when they go on Saturday, check out Eric Irvin on the Raider Network on the weekend, as he'll be out there making the call out here with his super assistant that handles all the work for him out there as well. So for Coach Pettit, I'm Jeff Wellman. As we leave BCC today in the afternoon, the QND Raiders come away with the victory, 62-52 out of Normal U High Pioneers. Next up, as we mentioned, for the Raiders, Friday and Saturday night. And for us, better check the schedule because I think it's Thursday at Geneseo for the QHS girls. And then Friday back at home, of course, for Geneseo. And then Bishop O'Connell on Saturday. Thanks, Coach, for a great day.
Yep, it's going to be take it easy out there. It's kind of cold out. Be safe in your travels.
Baby, it's cold outside. Raiders win this one, 62-52. Raider basketball on mechasportsco.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QND Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Good things are happening at Hardee's, right, Brian?
Here at Hardee's, we have a new $6.99 original bag. And you get 2 sandwiches, a fry, and a drink. You have your choice for the sandwiches between a regular hot ham and cheese, regular roast beef, double cheeseburger, or one of our chicken tender wraps. So you can pick any 2 of those, get a hot fry and a cold drink for only $6.99 here at Hardee's on 30th and Broadway.
That's Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy.